Good morning, YouTube. So it is Sunday morning. It is now 11:02. I just got back from my run, and I'm realizing that right now my body is not agreeing with being outdoors. It seems like every time I'm outside for more than an hour or so, um, my ears start to act up. So right now my hearing and mainly my right ear is going in and out, but both ears are bothering me right now. Um, it's something I need to reach out to my medical team about to see what they recommend because if this is going to be long term, I might need to go see an ENT, have them look into my ears to see how badly the tube that goes along the jaw was disturbed during the surgery. But for now, I am about to get ready to shower and just enjoy my Sunday. All right, so it's Monday night. It's what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Um, so I got everything done I need to get done yesterday, and I actually been very productive on the creative side. Quite a few projects that I've been wanting to look into working on. So I started working on those. Actually, yesterday morning before I went for my walk/run. Woke up at 5:30 in the morning and couldn't go back to sleep, so I started having me just, actually I woke up with that on my mind. So when I realized I wasn't going back to sleep, I just started digging into that project. That project turned into several other projects. So in all, I think I came up with 5 different projects, actually 6 different projects over the last 24, almost 48 hours. So been very productive. Either got some social media posts created for 3 other projects. And it's all about being more proactive and productive as a early millennial male, taking my self-care more seriously, and anybody that invests in the project doing the same. So that's what I've been working on. And now, since it is Monday night, it's also the end of the school week, so I am cooking me some French fries right now. Sweet potato fries. I don't fry them too hard. They're pre-cut. So I'm gonna eat that while I am working on my schoolwork. I did look last week, but I forgot how many assignments there's due this week. It's at least 2 plus 2 discussion replies. So I have it's like 2 a.m. to get it done. 2 a.m. Eastern time, which I believe is midnight Arizona time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. One of my coworkers did stop by today. Got from my class, my training class. Him and his wife came by and just to check on me, and they brought me some chocolate cake and some a strawberry shortcake. So I may snack on that a little bit as well. Although I am feeling pretty not hungry as it is. I'm just cooking the fries because I know I need to eat something because I haven't eaten much today. But I did want to make sure I checked in with the vlog this week because today because the last few vlogs haven't been very long. So working on getting some better content for you guys as I come out of this slump that I'm in, both physically and financially. Content is going to get better. I definitely have some things on the roster that I'm looking into, and content is definitely going to get better. If not before the end of the year, definitely at the top of next year, because financially I should be in a more stable place. And then the only other thing I'm dealing with right now, besides as far as my recovery is going, is not getting the appropriate sleep. So knowing that I have 2 weeks left before I go back to work, I'm trying to get back on a regular sleep schedule that allows me to get 6 to 8 hours. Trying to get closer to the 8 hour mark. I can easily get 6 hours, but I'm trying to get closer to the 8 hour mark because when I only get 6 hours, I find myself needing a nap later on in the day. And when I take a nap, that Milo, come on my room. When I take a nap, that makes it hard for me to go back to sleep at a decent time. I only slept for my naps are usually about 2 hours. And today I only took an hour and a half nap, and that's the only reason I took the nap, especially so late in the day, because I didn't lay down until 5 o'clock. Was because I just couldn't stay up anymore. So probably starting tonight, as long as my homework is done by 10, I'm gonna probably take either a Motrin PM or an Excedrin PM. Probably a Motrin PM because the Excedrin, I try to save that for when I'm having a headache. Take the Motrin PM between 10 and 10:30, and when I'm working, my my morning alarm is at 6:30. So probably go ahead and turn that alarm back on because 2 weeks from this Wednesday I'll be returning to the office. And I want to be back on schedule. So try to only sleep between 10:30 and 6:30 a.m. and then try not to take a nap throughout the day. It's my goal over the next couple of weeks. I will make an exception probably on Sundays and Mondays since those are typically my off days, and even when I was working before, I will still take naps on those days. But I'm also trying to get out of the habit of taking naps period on my off days and use the time to do something more productive. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get off here so I can go get these fries off this grease. Alright, so today marks 4 weeks since surgery, and I am trying to mentally prepare myself because these next 2 weeks are going to go by so fast. So 2 weeks from today, I have to be back in the office. I'm actually going to send my surgeon the return to work notice. So he can fill that, so they can fill that out and get that back to Cedric. So I don't know if I talked about this already, but so what I'm working on now is trying to get myself back on a good sleep pattern because I'm finding myself, since I've been home, I've been finding myself not going to bed until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then my body naturally wakes up between 9 and 10, and then by 1, 2, maybe 3 o'clock, I'm feeling like I need a nap. I never sleep. When I do take a nap, I never sleep more than 2 hours. Even when I wake up and feel like I can go right back to sleep, I still get up after that 2 hours. One day I even tried to do an hour nap and that didn't work. I literally rolled over and went right back to sleep for like another hour. So what I'm been working on this week has been trying to be in the bed between 10 and 11, whether I take a nap or not. Yesterday was the first day that I didn't take a nap at all during the day, and it kind of helped, but at the same time it didn't because I woke up this morning and I was just as tired as I had been when I did take a nap. I did get better sleep last night, deeper sleep. But yeah, so my goal is to be ready for bed between 10 and 10:30, and if I have to, if I'm not feeling sleepy, I'm gonna have to start taking a sleep aid just to get myself back on track. Now, what I do need to do is go ahead and set my morning alarm back to 6:30, because once I go back to work, I'm gonna be up from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. every day, with no opportunity to take a nap. On my lunch break, I might be able to close my eyes for a few minutes, but no real nap. So just need to get my body back used to that. And it's not the easiest thing to do. It's crazy that my body got so off schedule so quickly. Outside of that, I'm still waiting for the anchor stitches to pop. There's still a lot of tightness here. And there's still a lot of internal swelling in my mouth, especially right up under my lip. I have to be careful when I brush my teeth because I feel like it takes me longer than the recommended 2 minutes to brush my teeth, because I feel like if I go any faster, I might make the swelling worse, and definitely don't want to do that. And in the beginning, I was going slower because under my lip, like literally right here, where they suture everything back together, when I pulled my lip back, you could see the suture line, and it looked like at one point the sutures was unraveling, and I might have needed to go in for repair, but it didn't unravel. By now, those sutures should be dissolved. I haven't looked in a couple days, so I'm not sure. But most of the swelling is across the top lip, since that's where they had to cut to get access to my jaw to move it forward. And then the roof of my mouth still feels like I drink a hot bowl of soup or coffee. I can tell that some of the swelling is going down, but it's still a lot of numbness up there, because when I brush my teeth, I don't even feel the toothbrush going across the roof of my mouth. And that's how, and the reason I know that is because I'm trying to get the backside of my teeth, and normally you can feel the toothbrush when it hits the gum line back there, but I can't. So sometimes I'm like brushing further up than what I should be. The first couple times I did, I brushed so far up that I gagged myself. So as far as my bottom jaw, I don't have any numbness down there. They didn't cut into my bottom jaw, so there shouldn't be any numbness down there. And what I thought was numbness on my tongue, last week the doctor told me that it's actually my tongue being raw from me either biting it or from it rubbing up against this new position. And we say new position because before the surgery my tongue didn't lay flat in my mouth, and now it does lay flat. So, but I just was trying to find ways to stay entertained and stay. I'm past the depression. I'm still not very comfortable looking at myself, but I am more accepting of the fact that this is the new me, and understanding that over time, I may get back to looking more like my former self as the swelling continues to go down. Because believe it or not, my sinuses here and here are still very swollen, and I can notice it when I do like a side profile. I can see that this side is puffy, and same thing when I look the other way. And as that internal swelling goes down in my mouth, the puffiness in my cheeks may also go down. No guarantees. Again, it could take 6 months to a year for all the swelling to completely go away. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think that's the part that initially had me upset, because as much as I knew a lot about the surgery, I didn't realize that part, that some of the swelling would go away for that long. Dipped in that batter and rolled in crushed cornflakes. After a few minutes on the flat top, it gets flavored with cinnamon sugar, bananas, strawberries, chocolate hazelnut spread, Now, in some of my shorts, I've talked about some of the things that, some of the improvements I've I've seen as time has gone. But I never really talked about, and I'm gonna make it short about this as well. Never really talked about the things I can't do. So right now I'm still on a soft food diet. Um, so the first couple days after surgery, I was only on liquids, and because they only touched my top jaw, not my bottom jaw, after 2 days I was able to start a soft food diet. If they had touched my bottom jaw, then it would have been like at least a week, maybe 2 weeks before I could move from liquids to soft foods. Now, what does foods consist of? So we're talking about like mashed potatoes, grits, eggs, rice. Um, I can eat like flaky fish, so tuna, salmon. Um, I can eat ground beef, but I can't eat a burger. I can eat ground chicken, but I can't eat necessarily a chicken wing or anything that's going to require a lot of chewing. Now, I was rebellious and I ate some bacon last week, which caused my whole face to swell back up. The bacon was soft cooked, so I thought that would be okay. But because of the amount of chewing that bacon requires, it caused more swelling in my face. So I can eat like bacon bits, but these was like whole strips of bacon on a sandwich. So can't quite do whole sandwiches yet, sub sandwiches, things like that. Um, Not supposed to do pizza, especially pizza crust. But my family had pizza one night, and what I did is I just peeled the toppings off the pizza and ate that, and then ate the soft parts of the crust, and that was okay. But that hard under part of the crust, or the ring, the outer ring of the crust, I couldn't eat that. It was too much chewing. Um, I can't use a nasal lavage or a natty pot for 6 months because they don't want me flushing. Even though my sinus can use a good flushing right now, they don't want me flushing the mucus and bacteria through the surgical site. I can't use mouthwash right now because it's too harsh. So instead of rinsing with mouthwash, I rinse out with salt water. Um, and I can't use a water pick. I forgot why I said I can't use the water pick, but if I'm gonna floss, I have to floss with regular dental floss. And on the top part of on my top row of teeth, I can't even get my lip back enough barely to get the rubber bands in. So I'm definitely not trying to stick my hands in there to be flossing, especially with braces still on. So. After about 10 weeks, I should be able to eat crunchy or harder foods. Basically anything that requires a little bit more chewing. I'm prepared to, because it's going to be a process. I'm mentally preparing myself for the fact that I may not be able to eat the way I know I did before for a while, closer to that 6 month mark. Because eating like steak or a chicken breast requires a lot of chewing. So once I reach the 6 week to 10 week mark, I can start to eat that stuff again, but I have to cut it into smaller pieces. So of course that's going to take me much longer to eat. So if I go out with friends and family, I don't want to be the one that's holding up the party. So I more than likely won't order that kind of thing. But that's about it. I don't really have any other restrictions. They did encourage me right away to drink anything that's cool or cold. So a lot of milkshakes, a lot of slushies. Um, to the point that I almost bought a slushie machine. I still want one, and I probably will get one eventually, but not right. Right now, it's not in the budget. Um, Even though they're cheap, the good ones you can get a good one for like $200. I'm just gonna wait. Um, Milo's rolling all over my feet right now. Um, so I did order when I ordered my groceries when I first came home. I did order a lot of ice cream. Um, One thing I got in there that I probably shouldn't have got was the Twix ice cream bar, which wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was more the little nuggets in the nougat that was a little bit difficult, but because they were small, I was able to just swallow them. Um, and then I got some drumsticks with the chocolate and the nuts. Um, so of course the outer coating with the nuts part is something that I really can't have right now. So what I do is I try to just break it off, and I can suck the chocolate off the nuts and then swallow the nuts, but I can't chew them. Of course, ice cream sandwiches. I got some Bon Pops, which I haven't opened yet, and a couple different flavors of, a couple of different flavor half gallons.
Chips give it a nice crunch to balance out the softness of the bun and the juiciness of the patty. It's a great combination.
But for the most part, that's pretty much it. I did learn that one of my classmates was supposed to go through the same or similar surgery back in 2008. Her and her sister, she was finishing up her college education. Her sister was finishing up high school, and they was fortunate enough to have their surgery paid for by the Triple I Shrine people. And in the end, her doctor, her orthodontist, convinced the Triple I Shrine people that she didn't need the surgery. So she didn't have it, but her sister did. And so she was looking at, she's been looking at my videos and listening to how I'm recovering and the things that I'm experiencing through the surgery. Through the recovery process. And she's like, she and I was texting, and she was like, this is so different from what my sister went through. And when we got to talking about the actual procedures, and I was telling her that they moved my upper jaw, she was like, oh, that makes sense because they only moved my sister's lower jaw. So that's why our recoveries, that's why she was able to notice a stark difference between our recoveries. But her sister, as well as two other people I've talked to that have had the same or similar surgeries, have said that they had numbness in certain parts of their face that they never recovered from. So when I tell you I still have numbness in the left corner, as well as around the upper left corner, just right here, and then around this entire side of my mouth, and it goes back to about, actually it didn't improved. It was back here. Now it's just right here in the corner. I just noticed that, yeah, I've gotten more feeling back in my face. So it's just really just right around the upper and lower corner of my mouth on the right side. So I'm hoping and praying that I get all feeling back in my mouth and in my face, my nose. It was just the right side, but it took a long time for me to get the feeling. It was like just before my third week checkup that I began to get feeling back in my right nostril, and then even still at times there are spots on that side that does feel numb. But for the most part, I do have full feeling back in my right nostril. I still have difficulty drinking out of like a bottle. Before it was a bottle or a cup, but now it's more a bottle. Um, so I still prefer to drink from a straw.
They're the most beautiful pink tacos I've ever seen in my life. Delicious, sweet, and spicy with cabbage.
In the hospital, they didn't want me.
I'm so excited about what I'm talking about.
In hospital, actually, the first 48 hours, they didn't want me drinking from a straw. Not because they was afraid any clots or anything would become loose. It just, for that reason, they didn't want me drinking from a straw. So they was like really surprised that I was attempting to drink from a cup, but that was better than what they was trying to have me do. They was trying to have me take a syringe and give myself water that way. And I was like, that's just too tedious. So I'm half sedated. I can barely keep my eyes open, but you want me to suck water into the syringe and then inject it into my mouth. No.
Next is an avocado crema made of sour cream, cream cheese, jalapenos, lime, and candied jalapenos.
It's not overwhelming, but it's a really nice compliment to the rest of the tacos.
Gorgeous red and white corn tortillas get flash fried and then stuffed with that.
And then in the hospital, I had a difficult experience because when I first came out of surgery and got to my room, I told the nurse that brought me in I was feeling nauseous. She never reported that to the nurse that was going to be taking care of me. She just was like, oh, well, they gave you something for nausea already, but that was going into surgery. And that was at 10 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when I make it to my room, it's pretty much a given that whatever medication they gave me at 10 o'clock in the morning has wore off. It's run its course. And I was under the impression that when they came in and did their checks, that they did give me something for nausea, but no one really said anything. And my mom and I didn't ask any questions. And initially, after I took a nap, the feeling went away. But they brought dinner, and I tried to eat the little dinner that they gave me. And I was drinking the water or whatever. But then they came in roughly around 8 or 9 o'clock to do checks. And it was then that I started to feel nauseous again. You know, I told the nurse when she was giving me my medication, I was like, I'm feeling nauseous. She's like, okay. And she gave me my medication, and I'm taking the medication. And before I can even get all the medication down, I literally threw up all over myself. I barely had enough time to grab the cup that was on my stand, and nobody had time to grab a puke bag from the rack that was across the room. I filled that cup up, and then when I was filling that cup up, it's when she should have grabbed the bag from across the room because she was closer to it. But she didn't. She was just really standing there looking at me, just trying to monitor me and make sure that I didn't begin to choke on my vomit or whatever, which I appreciate. But you see, I'm filling this cup up, and neither of us know how much more vomit is going to come out. And sure enough, I filled that cup up, and it literally messed up my entire gown, bed. All my bedding had to be changed. And for a minute, I thought I had to even change my underwear because I thought it had soaked through the gown, but it didn't. And then what pissed my mom off is that they made me get out of the bed to change the sheets. And my mom, being a CNA for over 20 years, she was like, I've never seen where they make the patient get out the bed. She was like, they should, just like when they changed the pad on the bed, or when they put the sheets back on the bed, they didn't have a pad at the time, so they had to go get one. So when they came back with the pad, she was like, just like when they had you roll over to put the pad on the bed, they should have had you roll over to do the sheets, because you've already told me nauseous, and dizziness can often comes with nausea. So they could, and you are listed as a fall risk, so they could have put you at jeopardy of fall.
Pointing in the right direction?
Stream movies and shows from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and much more.
Welcome into FC Plus on Disney Plus.
Stream wherever, whenever, across your device.
But I definitely understand why most people don't like staying in the hospital very long, because that literally every 2 hours they come in and check. Either somebody's coming to check vitals or somebody coming to give you medication, and it's like, dude, I just dozed off. I think if I wasn't under still under anesthesia, or the anesthesia was still in my system, I probably wouldn't have got as much sleep as I did. I probably wouldn't have felt as rested as I did when I left the hospital. Oh, and then my apartment complex had another email me yesterday and tell me that they are going to be giving us, they're going to be providing internet to all residents, and they're going to be adding it to our rent starting in December. And the internet company that they're using is the company I work for. No, I get it free. You're not adding $60 to my bill. And on top of that, I got to go talk to them about my insurance, my renter's insurance, because I see where they charged me last month and this month for $15 a month for renter's insurance. I have renter's insurance. I've been having renter's insurance since before I moved in here. Y'all not gonna keep charging me for this. I want my $30 back also. So.
Growing up, I always enjoyed cooking for people. This restaurant gives me that opportunity to do it every day.
With the chicken fried ribs, it's two familiar flavors coming together in every bite.
I'm gonna get off here for now. Today is Wednesday, so we got a couple more days in the week. I will check back in with you guys before the week time out and let you know how I'm doing. Alright guys, so it's actually Sunday night. I'm just now closing out the vlog. I've been just kind of hibernating the last couple days. Meant to be a little bit more entertaining this week, but just trying to get my strength back and get back in the habit of recording, because the first couple weeks that I was down. Milo, you go poo? First couple weeks that I was down, I kind of got out of the habit of it, so just trying to get back into the swing of things. So I'm going to try to be more engaging, more interactive with the vlog as the next couple weeks go on. But for now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell to get all the post notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video.